Hello, very good morning. Welcome to JS Testing Academy. Welcome to the next part of video in the core Java for automation series. Okay, so in this video, we are going to see the very important topic abstract class and interface. Okay, so this right is a very important topic where in most of the interviews they'll ask this question, what is abstract class and interface, and where this might be used in Salem automation also. Okay, so they might ask you, right, what is abstract and interface and how you are going to implement. Can you just give me an example, right, how you implemented abstract class and interface in your automation framework? Okay, that is very standard question. I've attended lot of interviews, right, in that this is going to be very standard question. I attended lead interviews, right, I've attended manager interviews, I've attended senior automation interviews, right, or architect, or I've done a lot of corporate trainings where in corporate training interview itself they'll ask this testing trainer interview itself, they'll ask this, right, very standard question, abstract class and interfaces. Okay, so now let's see, right, with an example, right, both abstract classes and interface. Okay, so now let's go and create a new package. Okay, I will make it as abstraction. Okay, example. Okay, I'll create a new package, abstraction example. In that I will create one class. First let's understand what is abstract class, then we'll understand what is an interface. Okay, abstract class is a class which is declared as abstract. A class which is declared as abstract, that is called as an abstract class. Abstract class can have abstract methods and non-abstract method. Any class which is given as abstract is called as an abstract class, and any method which is given as abstract, it is called as an abstract method. So abstract class cannot be instantiated. Okay, or right, it, but it can have constructors, static methods and instance variable. Okay, let's see with an example. I'll create a new class. Okay, in the abstract package. Okay, let me name it as vehicle. Okay, let me name it as vehicle. Okay, as I told you, any class, right, which is defined as abstract, it's called as an abstract class. So now you can see, right, public abstract class vehicle. So since it's defined as abstract, this class becomes an abstract class. Okay, so as I told you, abstract class can have abstract methods and non-abstract method. Let me create an abstract method. Abstract. Okay, void start. Okay, so I've created an abstract method. So as I told you, abstract method will start with an keyword abstract. If any method which is defined as abstract, then it becomes an abstract method. Okay, so abstract method will not have any body. Okay, there won't be any implementation or body, it won't have. Okay, now let's also create a non-abstract method. So non-abstract method won't have any keywords there, it will be very plain actually. Okay, so this is a non-abstract method which will have a body, so it's having a body here. Okay, let me write print it. Okay, petrol. Okay, so let me print it as petrol. Okay, then, so, right, what happens, we'll have an abstract class vehicle, an abstract, this is an abstract method and this is a non-abstract method. Okay, let me create a normal class. okay, name it as car, okay, and then I will also include public static void main here, okay. So now what I'll do is, right, I will extend this vehicle class, abstract class, extends vehicle, okay. So public as car, add and unimplement method, okay. Let me write rename this one to car also, okay. So now what happens, right, we have to right, I've created an unimplemented method. What is the unimplemented method? Car here, okay. This one is not implemented start, so we are going to implement it and override it, okay. Let me give a print. This is out, okay. This is out, okay. Then now what I need to do is, right, I'll create an object and then I'll call this method and I will print it, okay. Now what I'll do is, right, I'll remove the override annotation here, okay. So void start sysout, right, car is starting, okay. What we need to do is, right, we need to print it, right. So we'll create an object for the class now, car, right, c equal to new car c dot, okay, c dot, right, start, okay. Now we'll print this one, car is starting, okay. So I've created an abstract method and a non-abstract method, okay, and I've given implementation of that abstract in an another class, okay. So this is called as an abstract class example, okay. So here there is an abstract method and a non-abstract method. The implementation, right, the object creation, we are not doing in abstract class, we are doing in an normal class. So this is called as an abstraction, and this is how we can implement the abstract class in Java. As I told you, it cannot be right, instantiated, but it can have constructors, it can have static methods, and it can have instance variables, okay. Let us go to the Selenium example where, right, this can be used in our Selenium world, okay. Let me create a new class, okay. The class name is base test, okay, and I'm just creating a class, okay, but it should be abstract class, abstract, one minute, spelling wrong, okay. So I'm creating an abstract class, right. As I told you, we can have variables, right. So I'm creating a variable web driver, okay. So I'm just importing the web driver here, okay. Then I will have an abstract method. So if any method is defined as abstract, then it becomes an abstract method, abstract void, run test. Okay, so I'm just right creating an abstract method. Okay, spelling is wrong, let me change it. Okay, so it is an abstract method. So abstract class will have right abstract method, and then right implemented method, that is normal method. Okay, so let me create a normal method. Public void setup. Okay, sorry, right, it will have a body. Okay, so I'll give driver equal to new chrome driver. Okay, so let me put a semicolon. Okay, then so a chrome driver is been initiated here. Okay, now let's import the package here. Next, sysout browser launched. Okay, so this is how we can implement in Selenium world. Okay, void tear down. Okay, driver dot pit. Okay, so I have created one abstract method and two non-abstract method in an abstract class called as an base test. Okay, let me now create an another class. Okay, called as a login test. This is a normal class. Okay, not an right abstract class. Login test which has public static void main. Okay, and I'm going to extends base test. Okay, so it's going to ask add unimplemented methods. I'm adding here. Okay, now right we need to override right this one. Right, so I'll give driver dot url or current url. Right, that okay, or we'll give get. Okay, so now right, so the unimplemented method run test is implemented in the login test. Okay, so now we need to create an object and run that method. Am I right? Login test equal to new login test. Okay, test dot run test. Okay, so this is how we can run right in our Selenium. Okay, so I have two class. One is an abstract class which has both abstract method and a non-abstract method. Then in the normal class I'm implementing the unimplemented method abstract methods in the normal class. Okay, so this is how we can use the abstract classes and methods in our Selenium framework. Okay, so this is a very simple example. Right, hope this one right is easy for you. Okay, and we can call the normal methods also. For example, test dot right setup which we created, right, test dot tear down. So both can be right executed, normal method and also the right, concrete method and also the abstract method, both can be implemented. Okay, so this is a standard example for your abstract class. Yeah, I hope you answer better in the next time in the interview. Okay, next one I'm going to create another package, okay, for an interface. Okay, so I'll click finish. I'm going to create right one interface. Instead of class we need to create an interface here. Okay, so as we saw in earlier classes, right, for multiple inheritance we go for interfaces. So in abstract class, right, it supports both abstract method and non-abstract method, but here it's going to support only the abstract method, okay, which does not have any body. Okay, so a contract will only method will be there. Okay, there will only a right method name will be there, there won't be any implementation. Okay, Java plus 8 supports both default and static methods with body. Okay, and interfaces that will not have any constructors. Okay, interfaces cannot have any constructors here. Okay, and the purpose of interface is used for overcome the multiple inheritance problem. Okay, so we saw previous class or previous video, right, what is multiple inheritance. Okay, let's see an example, right, of an interface. Okay, flyable. Okay, as I told you, interface will have only the right method name, not the body. Okay, so I'm just creating an method, okay, without any body. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to create another class. Okay, so the class name I'm going to give as bird. Okay, and right, I'm going to include public static void main here. Now what I'm going to do is, right, for inheritance we used one keyword called as extends. For interface we use one keyword called as implements. So it's going to implement the unimplemented method. Okay, implements flyable. Okay, so we need to add the unimplemented methods. What is the unimplemented? The fly which I created in the flyable. Okay, now we can add the implementation code here. Okay, sysout bird flies. All right, now we can create an object and we can run it. Bird, okay, b equal to new bird, then b dot fly. Okay, if I run, right, bird flies. Okay, so this is how we can implement interface in our real right, in our Java world. Okay, so an interface will have only a method, right, name will be there, there won't be any implementation. Okay, that can be implemented in another class with the help of implement keyword. Okay, and then we can execute the particular interface in another class. For that we need to give implements keyword and the interface name. Okay, so this is how we can is interface is achieved, right, in Java. Okay, let's also write see an Selenium example. Okay, let me create an interface here. Okay, login steps. Okay, let me create void, okay, enter username, okay, string user, okay. So enter username with string user, okay. Same thing, I'll create another method, right, password, okay, and I'll create another method, click. It won't have any argument here. I'm removing the argument. So there are three unimplemented methods which I created in this interface. One is going to be enter username, and enter password, and third one is click. Okay, click login. I'll add the meaningful name. Okay, click login. Okay, now let me create a class, normal class, which will implement this, right, unimplemented methods in the normal class. Okay, let me create a class. Okay, name it as login page. Okay, then I'll add public static void main. Then I'll add this keyword implements. Okay, implements, right, login steps. Okay, now I'll add the unimplemented methods. Okay, there are three methods which is not implemented. Okay, now I'll add this method, driver dot find element. I'm not going to run it too much, just I'm just showing a demo. By dot id, okay, username dot send keys, Joshi. Okay, now we need to add the driver, right? Let me go here to the bestest and copy driver here, okay, and then find element. Okay, now same thing, I will copy and change it to password. Okay, these are all basic Salem, guys. Okay, you should know. Okay, now next one is right, same thing, I'll copy, I'll paste it, driver dot login dot click. These are all basic of Selenium. Okay, dot click. Okay, so the methods which are not unimplemented are implemented in the login page. Okay, this is how we can create a separate interface and call it in our test scripts. Okay, this example you can tell in interviews. Now for calling this object, same, right, we need to create an object. Okay, L equal to new login page, then L dot Okay, enter username. No need of these arguments. Okay, so now L dot enter username. Okay, and then L dot click. Okay, so this is how we can implement the unimplemented from the interface. Okay, so this example you can tell in our framework I have a separate interface called as login steps, where I have three methods: enter username, enter password, and login, that I'll implemented in our right page object model design pattern, where I have a login page, I have my locators, and then I'll implement those methods in our login page. You can tell this example in interview if you want to explain interface and abstract class in a practical way in a Selenium or automation point of view. Okay, hope this video is useful for you. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. Meet you soon in the next part of video. Bye.